Good morning. So today marks day 7. So we've officially been in Zagreb for a week. We felt a little bit lazy, so we didn't film a lot of us talking today, but this is what we did.
All right, so the first thing we did today is we started by going to the gym. It was a leg day. So I started by practicing a new movement that's called the front squat. And I'm just very proud that I managed to maintain my form without snapping my spine. So I am very happy with that. And then there's a clip of Rylan, smiling, waving at the camera, doing her exercises there. Very good, very physio. All right, and here's a short video of me power cleaning 265 pounds just for fun. Trying to make my way up to 300 pounds doing this movement one day. Love it.
And then as soon as we left the gym, we realized that we got the time wrong for our walking tour. We thought it was 10:30, but it turns out it was 10 o'clock. So we ran over there, and luckily our tour guide was super, super nice and let us join late.
So we started by visiting this replica of the city cast in brass. We'd been looking for it for a few days, but our tour guide knew exactly where it was, and it was right in our faces the whole time. At the city plan, we learned that all the buildings in the area that we're currently staying were built in the 1800s. So that whole neighborhood is all built roughly at the same time.
Next up was a park where we saw a statue of Maria Jurić-Zakorka, and she was actually Croatia's first feminist. So she originally started as a journalist, but she ended up publishing one of the most famous works, actually I think the first book in Croatian. However, she didn't publish it in the form of a novel. It was more like multiple short stories published in the newspaper. And so our tour guide was saying that everyone was super excited each time they got the paper to see the next installment of the story. And one cool thing we realized is that she was in a Nobel class, and so she didn't actually have to do any work, but she still decided to pursue her passion, which was writing.
And then after that visit to the statue, we checked out the cathedral, and we learned a lot more about it. It was originally built in the 11th century and has been destroyed 3 times since then. The rendition that you see in the videos and photos today was created actually by the Austro-Hungarian Empire, who was ruling over Croatia at that time. And at the time, they really strongly associated religion with power. And so the more grandesque of religious monuments and buildings that you create, the stronger you show off your power, but also the better control you have of the population, which is very strongly religious.
So after that, we headed up into the upper town, and we found the Black Eagle Pharmacy, which is a super old pharmacy popular in the 17th and 18th centuries. And we saw that they had kept a lot of their old medicine just for show. And we were really surprised to see cocaine and heroin and a bunch of other different tinctures and stuff. And they actually do still sell medicine, just not the fun kind.
Shortly after that, just down the block a little bit, we checked out the Croatian Parliament building. Constructed in the 1800s, it was built upon the switch from a monarchy to communist socialist setup. And this is the first official government building in Croatia, and it's currently still being used today as such.
And then we headed over to St. Mark's Church, which we had seen before, but we had no idea about the history in it. There's a red square on the ground in front of St. Mark's Church, and actually has a lot of significance because that's the area that was used for all kinds of punishments in the 16th century.
An example of that being the execution of Matija Gubek, who is a 16th century figure who led a revolt of the peasants in 1573 and was commonly referred to as the King of the Peasants. The monarchy at the time wanted to get rid of him because he was, causing a fuss and messing with the power system. And so they tortured and killed him in this square. After being tortured, they brought him out to the square. They got an iron crown, heated it up against hot coals, and then pressed it against the top of his head, where it then boiled his brain and killed him. There is a monument dedicated to this man just across the plaza of the church, built into one of the buildings.
One of our last stops was through the Stone Gate, And we actually realized that we made a big mistake when we went through the first time. So this video is when we visited the Stone Gate a couple days ago. So apparently there's a superstition in Zagreb where you're not supposed to go through the middle of the Stone Gate. You're supposed to enter on either the left or the right side. It was originally the entrance to the city, and a lot of horses, like horse and carriages, would enter through the gate. And it was said that if you were walking in the middle, then you would get run over because it was at the bottom of a long hill and a turn. And so hopefully we don't get any curses or bad luck because we went through the middle.
Just around the corner from the Stone Gate, we noticed a weird chain link fence, sort of, around the corner here. It seems to be blocking off nothing, but it actually means a lot in history. These chains belonged to the ship of a great British admiral hundreds of years ago. And after he retired from his job as an admiral, he moved into the house that those chains attached to. After he died, the people who then inherited the house saw great significance in these chains and installed them outside of the house so that everyone could see it.
So that is the end of the tour. We had a really, really great time.
And with that, we immediately headed over to the Dolak market to pick up some groceries, went home to work, and then, of course,
we had to get some gelato from Sisters Kurtos. We've gone literally almost every single day. I ended up getting the Raffaello flavor, which had almond, coconut, and white chocolate.
And I had the lemon pie flavor, which I've had before, but it's just so darn good. It's just lemon, and it's got like cookies inside for a really nice crunchy texture. You can't go wrong with that.
So that's the end of our day in Zagreb. We really love the city. We've been here for 1 week so far, and we can't get enough.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.